Okay, it's been a while since the last video. Let's see how well it did. Wow, this this definitely exceeded my expectation. I did not know that it would get that good of a reception. So what exactly am I going to do for the next video? I mean, there are so many things to talk about in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not even sure where to start. I mean, that's not a bad idea, but I want to talk about something unique, something that I have been thinking about for a while now that I'm not quite too sure how to go about it. Well, yeah, that is one thing I want to talk about in a future video, but no, I want to make something unique, something that not many people have thought of, something that is entirely original and can innovate the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm taking the idea from Duelist of Roses. Hello all you beautiful people, my name is Claude, and before we get started, I just want to thank each and every one of you for the positive reception of the last video. It was definitely a surprise to me, and hopefully I can continue to make more quality content for all of you watching. So for today's discussion, I want to talk about something that I have been thinking over for the last week or so, and I want to try to implement it some way. Now, currently in Yu-Gi-Oh! There are two types of duels. There are singles and tag duels. And as far as I know, there hasn't been too many innovative types of duels as of late. So I was playing through an old PS2 game called Duelist of Roses. And to put it simply, it's kind of like a Battlefield / chess rendition of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, where instead of just lying your monster spells and traps on respective, places on a mat, you kind of have like this open battlefield where you move your monster spells or even traps, on this board to try to outsmart your opponent in strategic combat. And I was thinking, how can we implement this for 2020 Yu-Gi-Oh! So today I'm going to be discussing some basic concepts I have drawn up, and for the most part, hopefully it works out, hopefully it does not, but I hope you guys can join in the discussion. Like, if you want to, see more of these type of videos, comment down below if you have ideas of your own, like how can you make the game better. I want to hear what you guys think, and subscribe for more content so that way we can continue to have these discussions and we can continue to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the field you're looking at right now is inspired and modified based off of the Duelist of Roses game, and for the sake of this video I'm going to be calling these kind of duels Rose Duels. Before the start of the duel, each player selects one monster from their deck and places it in the column that is closest to them. These monsters are considered leaders. They cannot attack, and any attack made against them will deal damage equal to the attack of the opposing monster, ignoring the leader's attack and defense. The duel will start like any other. The turn player proceeds through the phases as normal. During the main phase, the turn player can summon or set cards adjacent to the leader within one space. Each monster or face down spell and trap can move one square per turn. If a monster moves into a space that has a monster on it, the battle phase will commence. Damage calculation proceeds like normal. There is no limit as to the amount of battle phases that can happen within a duel. If a monster moves into a space that is occupied by a spell or trap, if the conditions of the card cannot be met, it gets sent to the graveyard and the monster takes its place. There is no main phase 2, but the main phase itself continues after each battle. Extra deck monsters will have similar summoning mechanics, but with some slight changes. Fusion summon monsters can be summoned by moving a monster you control to a space that is occupied by another one of your monsters. If the conditions for the summon are correct, both monsters are sent to the graveyard and the fusion summon monster takes the place of the monster that used to be in that space, without the use of cards like polymerization. That being said, you can still use cards that allow you to fusion summon, much like in traditional duels. Synchro monsters as well as XZ monsters borrow the same concept as fusion monsters. By moving your monsters to a space with another monster on it, you can perform a Synchro or an XZ summon, as long as the materials are correct. Pendulum summons can be performed the same way as normal duels. The only exception is that you can only pendulum summon monsters in the same column and in between both pendulum cards, as shown in the example. Link monsters have a special property while on the field. These monsters will act like commanders. They open up summoning zones that their link markers point to. For example, I am attempting to use instant fusion by paying 1,000 life points. I am going to summon 1,000 Eyes Restrict, but I don't have any summoning zones open from my leader. Since Curious the Lightsworn Domain is on the field, I can use his link markers to summon him with. Field spells that when activated on the field will remain in the spot where it was activated until either it is destroyed by your opponent's card or if a monster moves into the same spot as the field spell. The effects of the field spell will only affect monsters within 1 square of it. The duel ends when a player's life points reaches 0 or when your opponent's monsters occupy your leader's summoning zones. For example, say my leader is in the corner of this board and I only have 3 zones open. If my opponent's monsters all occupy those spaces, they automatically win that duel. So that was just my take of what a game like this would look like, and honestly, if any of you have an opportunity to play Duelist of Roses, if you can find it, I would recommend buying it and just playing it for yourself, because I want to see like this game give more risks and try new things out, you know, different types of duels, different types of experiences. And yes, we've had some things in the past like rush duels or even, you know, speed duels, but I don't think those change up the game all too drastically. But let me know what you guys think. I hope all of you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. Stay classy, stay beautiful.